All right, check this one out. FHA proposes a new program to use taxpayers' cash to pay mortgages of delinquent homeowners. Yes, you heard that right. So, welcome to Housing Bubble 2.0 News of the Week, or as I like to call it, another episode of As the Housing Market Turns. Randy here putting the realism back in real estate. Today's the 7th of June. Hope you're doing well. This video is brought to you by our friends at foreclosure.com. If you're looking to find out the distressed properties in your neck of the woods, your neighborhood, go to gethousingdata.com. That's gethousingdata.com. Check out the information. You can see what's going on where you live with distressed properties. So this to me is not surprising, yet it's one more, I guess you could say, lack of a better word, kick at the can for delinquent mortgages, pre-foreclosures, et cetera, et cetera. Now, I want to be clear here that this is a proposal. This has not been agreed to or carved in stone as of yet. But obviously, you take a look at the title. FHA floats new program to use taxpayer cash to pay mortgages of delinquent homeowners. So if you go back to, what happened during the pandemic, well, we had a eviction moratorium, we had a foreclosure moratorium. People were jumping to forbearance. They came out of forbearance, and then they couldn't pay or catch up on their loans, so they went into typically with the loss mitigation component or area of the lender or servicing companies or banks. They go through the loan modification program, and it's still not working. All right, and the reason being that obviously the whole idea of this proposal is to help homeowners who are struggling with mortgage payments. So this is interesting because the program comes from FHA, Federal Housing Administration, of course, who posted a proposal for feedback on an initiative called the Payment Supplement Partial Claim, which, as the government press release says, which I'll show you, would allow mortgage servicers to use the FHA partial claim both to bring a home borrower's mortgage current and to provide temporary reductions to their monthly mortgage payments for up to 5 years. Ironically, the department is citing high interest rates as the reason for implementing the program, stating the rapid and steep interest rate increases over the past year have limited the effectiveness of some of FHA's existing loss mitigation options in assisting borrowers. That's right. So you're going to get a loan modification. You're applying for a loan modification. And what's happening is they're going through the numbers. They're saying, okay, well, based on modifying your loan, we have to utilize, these are today's interest rates, which are probably way higher than when people first got their mortgages back, a couple years ago, 5 years ago, whatever it was. We know it's higher now. So your new loan modification mortgage payment is now way higher than the one you had before that you still can't afford. So this really, as I said, they're saying it's ironic, but also I think it's a sign of the times. Just goes to show that there's problems here, and these problems are going to continue to manifest. And once again, we don't say the word bailout because I'm sure that's a flagged word in social media world. I'm pretty sure it is. But that's what's going on here again. So you bail out the big banks, you bail out the corporations, you bail out Wall Street. Well, what's going to happen here? Will the homeowners get bailed out? Well, this is kind of an attempt at bailing people out. Whether this will work or not, I don't really know, and there's issues. So interest rate hikes were, of course, designed to curb inflation, which was a result of government freebies for those who couldn't pay their bills to begin with. So it is ironic because you got the Fed saying we got to curb inflation and we have to, bring housing prices down and control that so first-time home buyers and trade up and down buyers can, so the general public can afford basically housing. So interest rates go up, but those who are caught prior to the interest rate increases are now going, what do? We can't loan mod. And typically if you can't loan mod, the next step is you fall back and, well, you're already in the foreclosure, the pre-foreclosure bucket to begin with. If you can't loan mod, then they go, well, there's nothing we can do for you. Your options are, deed your home back to us. So the bank will willingly take your home back. But that's not really a good thing for homeowners because that's really a foreclosure, believe it or not. It does come across your credit as a foreclosure. It's referred to as a deed in lieu or a soft foreclosure, but it still hits your credit as a foreclosure. You're just voluntarily allowing them to foreclose on you. You're giving up the deed. You could do a short sale, which would provide a settlement, but you're still having to leave the property and move on. Obviously, with the loan modification, you're trying to restructure, and we know that there's been, different ways of putting, the balance, outstanding balance on the back of the loan, making them 40-year mortgages, the whole bit. But in the end, a lot of these things they're just compounding upon one another, making the process difficult and the solutions unattainable for the people that are situated in going on right now. So it's not a good thing here. So the whole point is it allows homeowners experiencing a hardship who are unable to obtain a significant payment reduction with other loss mitigation options to keep their existing interest rate and reduce their monthly payments temporarily using funds from the FHA partial claim, which is a subordinate zero interest lien. The homeowner then pay FHA back when they sell their home or refinance. Okay, so it's one more thing. So you're just essentially creating a subordinate or second mortgage with zero interest. Okay, but it's still, money has to be paid somehow, some way. So it's coming out of the taxpayer coffers. And then you've got, I guess what we're saying here, maybe up to 5 years potentially. So if you sell, it's owed. If you refi, it's owed and due at the time of refi or deed transfer. But the point though is that that's great. But here we go once again. So if home values continue to slide, which we know they will, and I know people will say they're not going to slide very much, but here's the deal. You're already not paying your mortgage. You're already behind the mortgage. You're already chipping into that equity. What you're doing here is chipping in more of that equity, and you're hoping that at some point in time I'll be able to come out on top. Well, I don't know if that's actually going to work, because the more you defer, the greater the loan balance. There will probably come a time where it's like, I have to leave. I need to move for various reasons or whatever, and you're going to go, I can't pay this off, which means you're going through a foreclosure or you need a short sale. Simple as that. So, this is all coming to fruition, everybody. Okay. The Assistant Secretary for Housing, many homeowners continue to experience hardship due to health or financial difficulties that occurred during the pandemic, and these challenges have been exacerbated for these borrowers by current economic uncertainties. Yeah, because we all know everything costs more money, right? Grocery shopping, fuel, household products, heating and cooling your home, utilities. Everything is up. Everything is way more expensive. So again, we saw that our existing loan modifications would no longer provide adequate payment relief. Painstakingly explored every possible alternative, resulting in this innovative proposal. So it's innovative in the fact that a homeowner in the situation is getting reprieve and a bit of a free pass, which is great for them. But it boils down to how long can this go? At some point in time, these sort of programs, these initiatives, these ideas. Well, first of all, this is, as I said, this isn't even it's not even an application yet. It's a proposal that's apparently going to be on the docket to hear, among other things, June 30th. But the point I'm trying to make here is that, well, it could happen, it could not happen, they could amend it, etc. In the meantime, you have people who are going through loan modification and it's not working for them, which means they're falling into the foreclosure process, and that foreclosure process will pick up steam and they'll be exposed and at risk for losing their home. So that's kind of what we got going on here. I just find it, I don't think the word ironic. It's a sad situation of the housing market, but that's part of the cycle, right? When everything is good, nobody cares about stuff like this, right? Buy and sell, household appreciation, double digits, everything's great. Well, at some point in time, all this quantitative easing, all this low interest rates, okay, we have to change, or we are going through a change, and this stuff like this is the result of the Fed's monetary and housing policies that probably weren't thought out all too well when they started doing this back in the day. So simple as that. All right, folks, if you enjoy the information I provide, if you could actually hit that subscribe button, I'd really appreciate that. And if you're a current subscriber, please resubscribe, hit that bell notification, because I lose subscribers every day for unknown reasons. So thank you very much. Now, just to sort of touch base here, this is actually the press release. So if you go to HUD and you go look under press releases, you can actually read what it's there. So basically it says FHA is seeking feedback on this proposal on the single family policy drafting table through June 30th, 2023. So they want feedback, and obviously once they get their feedback, they'll figure out whether there's something they're going to push or amend or etc. So we still don't know. And again, it's a proposal. I don't know the time frame it takes for these initiatives to put into place after they've had feedback and they've made their changes. So I don't know how long this would take personally. But again, it's the FHA partial claim, subordinate zero interest lien. So it's not going to cost the homeowner anything, but it is using FHA money, Fed government money, right? That's taxpayer funded because that's what these guys are, right? Simple as that. They're government entities or GSEs, government sponsored entities for Fannie and Freddie. So this is what we got going on right now. It's provide temporary reductions to the monthly mortgage payments for up to 5 years. So that's a lot of that's a lot of money that could be put out with zero interest over the 5 years if somebody goes on that long. I don't call 5 years a temporary reduction. That's a pretty good reduction. It's almost permanent, but I guess compared to a 30-year mortgage, 5 years I suppose is temporary. But that's what's going on here. So again, what's my whole point to all this? My point is that we're further kicking the can down the road, right? How much deferral can we do? How much can we push off? Clearly, as I said, the eviction moratorium happened, and lots of small mom and pop landlords were decimated. A lot of them lost property. A lot of them just can't recover. There's no money to be recovered, or the recovery funds have run out, or the recovery funds that were available need the participation of the tenants or renters that were in, and they've flown the coop, or they won't sign the document. So the money's not floating back to where it needs to go. That's an issue. The foreclosure process, people were able to stay in their homes longer than anticipated because of the moratorium. All right, so there's losses on that side as well too. So now people who are in loan modification, I can guarantee you, you had the protection from. And again, I understand the reasons why. I mean, it all makes sense, but at some point in time, the benefit was there, and now you got to pay for the benefit, right? Somehow, some way, and it looks like, well, now we're having problems doing that. We can't loan modify because the loan modification is worse. Payment is worse than the mortgage payment was that you couldn't afford anyway. So now we got to think of something else. So really, it's a shell game. It's just a deferral. It's like you're just pushing off. You know what I mean? I'll buy a hamburger today if I can pay you next Tuesday, type of thing. That's what we're looking at here. So it definitely is kicking the can. How this is going to play out, I don't know. It's not good for housing. It's not good for homeowners, and it's just going to exasperate the situation. So if you're not going to lose your house now, as I said, time rolls on. Prices aren't going up. All right, they're coming down as much. There's so much information out there and discussion upon that. I'm seeing more and more articles, commentary, reports, papers, whatever that is bullish on the fact that values are going to continue to rise. Yeah, you might see a couple little bounces here and there seasonally, but in the end, Fed still, interest rates are still high. They're not coming down anytime soon. We're not seeing much movement. This will manifest and cause some problems, and this will only push off problems for certain people down the road. So keep that in mind. That's my opinion. Yours can differ, but you can go check out the press release if you want to sort of read that. There, just go to HUD. It's HUD Home or HUD.gov, and you can check it out here. By the way, guys, obviously, I do have training programs out there specifically for this market. Basically, foreclosure auction, bank-owned REO, short sale, short payoff, taking properties over subject to, homeowner or condo association foreclosures, which happen all the time in certain areas, tax deed foreclosures, probate and estate foreclosures going on all the time, zombie houses, lots of them are coming back, all right, underinsured situations, hurricanes, floods, fires, whatever, and what's called surplus and overage, right? So we participate in pretty much all of these sub niches. They all sort of come under the distressed property sort of foreclosure niche. So if you want to jump on board and get into some training and see how these deals actually work, reach out to me. You just have to, have special offers right now. I can tell you that the interest level is picking up. The people who are buying, selling realize that they have to move towards this way with respect to, because you're not going to overpay for a property. You need to create some margin. Stuff we do or I can do creates that virtual margin for people when it's over leveraged. Just so simple as that. So anyway, want to reach out to me? There's my email. Do that. We'll schedule a call. We'll go from there. So once again, thank you for the views, likes, and comments. Please share the video with your family and friends. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. We'll look forward to speaking with you before week's end. Take care.